Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. Today we're going to be looking at two very different insulated jackets from Arc'teryx. One synthetic and one down. Now, as you guys know, Climbing Daily is sponsored by Arc'teryx, which means I get to try a whole selection of their gear, and I really put it through their paces, both on Climbing Daily shoots and my own personal climbing. From -27 in Oulu, Finland to sunny Spanish sport climbing, I really put the jackets that I have through their paces. And a new one has turned up, the new Proton LT. Now this is going to be perfect, especially as autumn is closing in and winter is coming. Now this Proton LT is an update of the old Proton LT. It's been improved and made warmer and has some very special features. This is a synthetic down jacket. Now what does that mean? Well, a normal down jacket uses goose feathers from, well, geese. It's very light and it's very, very warm, and it's sort of the gold standard. So why would you want a synthetic, a man-made version? Well, this uses core loft and it has some advantages over down. If down gets wet, it stops performing as well. It gets all soggy and all those lovely heat benefits are completely lost, and you're left with a dripping jacket that doesn't keep you warm. Now, there are some solutions to this. Companies are starting to put hydrophobic down in their down jackets that shrugs off some of that water, or people are putting Gore-Tex on the outside or other waterproof hard shells to protect that down. But synthetic still performs a little better than down, especially when it's a bit soggy or wet or damp. So if you know that those conditions are going to happen, it is better to have a synthetic jacket like this one. The other advantage of a synthetic jacket is it tends to be cheaper and a bit tougher than its down equivalent. Now this jacket has a few features, as I said, that I really love, and the main one is how active it is. Now bear with me on this one. Usually with a jacket you put it on and it kind of acts as a layer to the outside conditions. Yeah, some breathe, or a lot of materials breathe, so that helps to regulate your sweat, but this is air permeable. That means that it is extremely breathable, so all that heat and sweat that builds up near your skin, that gets pushed out through the material. It hits the outside, and if it's windy or if there's any kind of a breeze, it takes that heat away from your body, helping you to keep cool. Now that means that this is fantastic in active situations. So you can wear it when you're climbing or hiking or mountaineering, and you won't get that horrible sweaty lake feeling. Now this is my Thorium LT jacket, very warm down jacket, but when I wear it, I just kind of bathe in my own sweat. It sticks to my skin, I take it off and everything's covered in yuckiness. That doesn't happen with this jacket. And considering the lifestyle I need, especially when I'm filming or when I'm climbing, I want a jacket that works with me, that self-regulates like this one does. And it does work in real life, not just a gimmick. Now the zip is a non-slip zip, try saying that fast, and what that means is there's little bubbles built into the zip which prevent the zip from unzipping if you're moving around. It kind of catches on those bubbles, so you know that once it's zipped up, it won't zip down. A small but very nice little feature. There's a DWR finish on the jacket, which, as you know from DWR finishes, will shrug off water, but it's not expecting it to be a waterproof jacket. Parts of the jacket are dope dyed, and that means that it's just a process that uses less chemicals, less water, less energy to dye the jacket, so good for the environment. It's got some nice little features, helmet compatible hood of course, with a drawstring adjustability on the back. 3 pockets, 2 hand warmers and 1 chest pocket, and I like that chest pocket for my phones or my keys, something that you need quick access to, and it's nice just there on your chest and you can feel it and make sure that you haven't lost it. Perhaps just me. Now I love the little lycra cuffs that it has on it. That works very well when you're climbing. It just keeps all the material out of the way and keeps everything streamlined and helps to wick sweat away as well. Now for me, a jacket, if it's any good, has got to have one of those hem adjustments. Now that's because I like my jackets to have a streamlined feel. I want it to hug my body, especially when wearing a harness. It keeps it out of the way and it makes me feel a bit more sporty somehow. This has got it. I love it, and again, that is that standard for me with jackets. It's got to have a hem. I hate a flappy hem on anything that I'm wearing. So why do I really like this jacket? Well, one of the reasons for me is where it fits into my range of clothing. It is a synthetic jacket, which means it's warm, which is great for winter climbing. But because of that air permeability, it means that as an active jacket, it's very good. It's not just a sweatbox like some of my other bigger down jackets. It feels like a soft shell, and I love wearing a soft shell. So often I just have this jacket on over the top of a t-shirt, and because of that softness of the material and just the way it feels, it's lovely when it's on, and it doesn't feel like it needs anything else to protect those areas of skin when next to the jacket. It feels tough, it feels durable, way more than my Thorium LT, which feels flimsy is the wrong word, but if I sort of scrape that against rocks or catch it on brambles, I have that moment where I'm like, oh God, have I put a great big hole in my down jacket? Whereas with this thing, I feel like it shrugs off abuse a bit better. So this is going to be my pretty nice, warm, lovely down jacket, and this thing is my workhorse. It's going to go out with me on lots of different climbs and in different damp conditions, and I reckon it's going to handle everything it throws at it. I'm really enjoying wearing it, and I'll bring you my long-term opinion as time goes on. Okay, second jacket. This is the Thorium AR, and the AR in the title stands for all round. So expect this to cover a whole range of activities: hiking, climbing, skiing, you name it, this will do it. Now, this is a new jacket for me. I haven't worn it before, and it's not really been cold enough to properly put it through its paces. So today I'm just going to talk a bit about the jacket and my first impressions of it and where I think it's going to be used. Now, this is a down jacket. So it's 750 fill of goose down, but not all of it is down. Sections of it are synthetic. That's the cuff, hood, underarm area of the jacket has synthetic material in it. And that's because those areas are particularly susceptible to getting wet from the outside conditions, or in regards to your underarms, you're going to get sweaty. As I discussed, down doesn't work as well when it's wet. So that's just an extra protection for you, so your jacket doesn't become wet and soggy. It's not pure down because you wouldn't want it to be. We're all climbers, we're all active, and we need those areas to be a bit tougher. But it does add extra warmth over the Proton LT. It is a bit different from the Thorium, we'll go back to that. That is 850 fill, but this is a bit more durable, a bit more hardcore. This is a workhorse of a down jacket. Its toughness you can just feel when you hold the jacket or when you put it on. It's got Arto 40 denier ripstop fabric on the outside that is super tough, very, very good at dealing with rock abrasion. And it just feels bulkier, the whole thing. And the material is just gonna be better when you're wearing it out and about, especially on belays. And for me, this is a belay jacket. The Thorium, it's more of a mid layer or an outer layer when everything's sunny and nice and not too abusive or rainy and horrible. It's just a bit smart. It's like an aristocrat of a jacket. Whereas this one, as I said, it's working class, this jacket. It's gonna look after you. Now, I can see myself wearing this at a belay. You know, when you climb up, you get there, you're tied on, you bring your partner up, and you just want a jacket in the top of your bag that you crack on over the top of everything to keep you warm. It has got a DWR finish on it, which means it will shrug off water, but don't think it's a waterproof, it's not. So take a thin, hard shell to put on over the top if it starts to drizzle on you. It's got all the features I'd expect from Arc'teryx. Obviously, it's beautifully made, but it's got that helmet-compatible hood, the hem drawstring that I like so much, nice cuffs that hold that down back from that sweaty part of your hand, or the synthetic down anyway, in that area of your hand. Now, we've got to talk about looks with this, because I think it's quite a sexy jacket, and I don't quite know why. It just, when I put it on, it feels like a suit of armor. I feel ready. It's kind of go time. This is the sort of the bluey, blacky model, but there is one on the EpicTV shop which has nice little gold features, especially gold little Arc'teryx logo, which might be a bit too cheesy for some people, but I actually really like the look of that jacket. But you can go for something plainer like this if that's more to your style. Okay, so two very different jackets from Arc'teryx. I have been wearing the Proton for a while. I genuinely love it as a jacket, so that is on my favorite list. And the Thorium, well, winter is here. We're gonna see how this bad boy stands up to some abuse. Now, of course, Arc'teryx gear, the elephant in the room is it tends to be a bit pricier than some other companies, but the amount of work that these guys put into it and the quality of those jackets means that these will last you for a long time. Why buy a cheap jacket that you have to buy buy twice if you can buy one that will last you for a long time. It's better for your pocket and it's better for the environment in the long run. So there you go, that's my opinion on these jackets. Do let me know what you think by commenting below. Have you been wearing them? What do you think of them? And especially, what do you think of the updated Proton model? Have you got the old Proton? Have you upgraded to this? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next week.